Welcome to New Life Live with host and founder of New Life Ministries, Stephen Arterburn. New Life Live is dedicated to transforming lives one at a time thanks to the giving hearts of you, our listeners. Our goal is to provide you with wisdom from God's Word to give you hope and help in life's hardest places. If you have a question you'd like to ask today, our phone lines are open. Call 1-800-229-3000. That number again is 1-800-229-3000. Now here's Steve.
Hi there, and welcome to New Life Live. I have two really great people. I mean, not just clinician kind of people, but just great people. And Dr. Sherry Keffer and Chris Williams are here in the studio with me. And happy Thursday to every single person that's listening, watching, or wishing that you were. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey, good to be with you guys.
Thank you so much. You're a great person, too. It's just nice to be with you both.
Thank you. It's so nice to be recognized for who I really am. And no, just joking. Hey.
Well, let me say this, because we did another show together recently, and there was a woman that you chatted with who had an abusive dad, and you just shared such loving, caring, warm, honest counsel to her that she said, those are the words that I really wish my dad would have said to me. And, you know, you forget how often in the role that you have, Steve, and, you know, that you can be a father figure to people who have felt fatherless. Even though they have a dad, it's a bad dad.
Yes,
it's a dad who's behaving badly. And so anyway, I just had to throw that out there.
Well, that's awfully nice of you, and so grateful to get to have a voice into someone's life. You know, we do a lot of stuff at New Life, but nothing is more important than this radio program. We reach so many people, and it really does have an impact, and I'm so grateful for everybody that supports us. It really means a lot to us that you support us. Thank you for having a heart like ours, and there's no more compassionate heart than yours, Sherry. And I'm not putting you down, Chris, like I normally do, but I'm just saying that, you know, Sherry, you have such a big heart. Chris, you have a huge heart, too. Of course, you guys, actually, Sherry brought you here. But anyway, Sherry, you guys, and Chris is a great man's man who isn't afraid to share his struggle. And I think that says so much to so many people.
Well, I think it's critical to our becoming a man and becoming mature is reconciling all of these different aspects of ourselves. Yeah. And, you know, Steve, there's been so much that's happened or I should say so much has come to the light and in the media about Christian leaders here and there that have had these big moral failings, as we call it, which is a term I actually don't like all that much. But I just think that what we need, and what we need more than anything else, especially in and from our leadership today, is for leaders to be able to face their own darkness, and a safe place to be able to do that and work through it. Yeah, and that's what makes, again, some of our workshops so powerful. It becomes a safe place to face some of our own darkness and be able to bring it to the light of healing, restoration, and ultimately redemption, which is just a fancy way to say becoming more like the person God intended us to be.
Well, to that end, you know, I'm a teaching pastor at Northview Church in Carmel, and I know that many pastors have nowhere to go. They're afraid for what they'd share. And in our workshops, we've been working with pastors for years, and I can guarantee you that there has never been a situation where somebody in that group went back and called the church. You know, they probably don't even know you. They don't care about your life. After we work with everybody, they want help for themselves, not try to hurt some pastor's job. It's safe when you and your wife come to Every Man's Battle or Intimacy in Marriage or Emotional Freedom, Restore, any of those things. It's safe. And so I hope and pray that if you're a pastor, you'll come. If you're not a pastor, I hope you'll come. And let us help you get the help that you need. We'll be back right after this.
I came into this thinking that my husband was the cause of many of our issues.
The New Life Intimacy and Marriage Workshop is coming to Southern California February 11th to the 13th.
But after learning about our attachment styles, I understood how our past hurts were playing into our present problems.
Join Steve Arterburn.
It's been a dream of mine for a long time to help people to grow more intimately together, and we believe that everybody has room to grow in the intimacy level of their life.
And Milan and Kay Yurkovich.
We help couples understand how their attachment style is sabotaging their current relationship. And then we teach them how to create comfort in a relationship.
And New Life's group counselors will help you focus on the area that will benefit your marriage most. To register or to find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Here at this workshop, we had our first ever conversation without yelling, blaming, and accusing.
1-800-NEW-LIFE. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We are back. We're going to go right to the phones here, and I'm going to talk with Judy from Dallas, Texas. She listens on Sirius XM satellite radio, channel 131. That's the channel. And it's on at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And I don't think I can actually go to her yet. They have not let her loose. So, Judy, we're going to go to you. So be patient there. And you guys, maybe you can punch Judy's. Maybe not. Okay, Judy's going to have to hold on because I'm having trouble with my call screener here. And
we got it.
Oh yeah, we got it. We got Judy.
Judy's on.
Yep.
Judy, hello, Judy. Hi, Judy. Are you there? No? Carmen, can you... Okay. Oh, my goodness. Is Judy there?
Judy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, here we go. We finally got it.
We almost lost you. Praise the Lord, Judy. Praise the Lord. All right. How can we help today, Judy?
So I was calling to see if you could help me. My mom is 89, and she is nearing her death, and I have been struggling with the decision as to whether or not I should attend her funeral.
Okay. Why wouldn't you attend that funeral?
Well, she has been abusive my whole life.
What'd she do?
As a child, she was physically abusive. My father died young, and so she was, our primary caretaker. So there was physical abuse. There was verbal abuse. I mean, there's still verbal abuse as of, 3-4 years ago. She's still verbally abusive. So there's a lot of, there's not a lot of kindness or love, gentleness in our life as kids, growing up with her.
Yeah.
Even having endured trauma, right, of losing your dad when you're little children. So my brothers, I have 2 brothers, and they dismiss it, right? They always dismiss it, where I'm the one that, left the hometown and made my own life and distanced myself from her on many levels throughout my life. And continue to do that.
All right. Let me just turn this over to Sherry, and because I hear your question. Do I go to her funeral? And that's a big decision.
Yeah, and I am really a respecter of choice. I just am, because I think as trauma survivors, it's always important that we honor our choice, right? We don't feel like we have to do something, because oftentimes when we're abused, somebody else is having power over us. So to be able to make the choice. Do you feel like if you were to go, that you'd have to say something or do something to be there? I'm just trying to ferret up what expectations you're putting on yourself if you were to go, because you don't have to go. Right? If you need us to give you the freedom to say you don't have to go, Judy, you have a permission slip not to go. But what pressures would you be putting on yourself if you did?
The discomfort that I would have, or the pressure that I would feel, is the expectation to portray or act as though this was an okay way to live, or I mean, that's a really fabulous question, because it makes me dig down deep and say it has a lot to do with like pretending that this was a great life or something. And well, my brothers act like that or pretend that way or justify it. I just haven't for decades, and I don't.
I have an angle here. I want to pursue one little angle. Do you have any idea what it was like when she was growing up? Was she
awful?
Okay. And what was? Do you know any of the details of it?
Well, I know her mother was verbally abusive, and I know that. Well, I know like her mother locked me in a hot water closet for hours when she sent us there to visit. And I know my father, when he was alive, said that her mother was no longer allowed in our home. But, you know, my father died a few years after that. So she had a very difficult upbringing.
So trauma and abuse have been passed down through generations.
So I want to give you an angle if you decided to go. If you decided to go and someone said, how do you feel about this? Or what do you think when you think about your mother? One angle would be to say this. It is so tragic that her parents so mistreated her, especially her mother, that her whole life was a result of that abuse. And she was abusive. And I hope and pray that anyone looking at a woman who was angry and critical and verbally abusive right up into her last days, I hope that someone might hear about her life and decide it's time to get some help. That's what I would say. And they say, well, didn't you love her and all that? I'd say, well, I tried to love her. But in that love, it was returned with abuse, neglect, because she didn't have any love in her. Because of what her parents did to her. That would be my kind of discussion, not, oh, yes, she had her good points or whatever. I would want to use her life to teach. If you decide to go, that would be an angle.
Well, Steve, I think that's important because, you know, I lost my dad a couple years ago. We're coming up on the anniversary on December 29th. And I was put in this position where I, you know, am really kind of the main speaker. And by default, that typically happens at, you know, family events. And, you know, my brother and I had a long conversation around it. And, you know, my dad was unable to show up for our lives because of his trauma and his alcoholism and the things that he was not able to overcome and get through in his own life. And so how do you honor that and yet carry the pain at the same time? And so what just my take on it was just simply similar to what Steve said, is that my dad desired to love as a father, but what he was carrying on inside of him kept him from showing up, kept him from being the person that he wanted to be. Like, I know my dad loved me, but he didn't have the ability to show up in that love. And so honoring those two things. But I think, you know, going back to Sherry's point, you know, to honor the choice that you're not, it's not good to go and it's not bad not to, or the other way around. It's just a choice that you're making, which is best for you.
Yeah, you choose, and you try to be okay with what you choose.
You know, I think about your twist on this, Steve. How refreshing it might be. In my book, I have a little chapter. One of the subheadings is "The End of Pretend," and
that's a great title.
If you were to go and to just be authentic, not go, with anybody else's expectations, but maybe go and tell the real story. Not that you have to go up to the front. You don't have to speak at all. Like when the kids go up, and if your brothers go up and they say, she was the most amazing mother in the world, you can sit there and go, oh my gosh, this is pretend land, and I'm not going to do that. Anybody that I have a chance to talk to, I'm going to be honest. Or you could be really bold and share what Steve had and bring kind of this equalizer into the service. But usually people that are abusive, I mean, I could be wrong, but they don't have like a lot of people that show up unless they're really good at faking it to the world. Was your mom a good faker, or was she kind of okay?
Yes, I think she was at times in her life. Yes, which is, even to us as kids, sometimes she could be, set one up against the other and
Let me
create scenarios.
Let me give you another angle here too. You have to forgive your mom.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be so forgiving one day that you could show up at a funeral. I'm not saying you're there now or you need to be, but at one day you'd say, I am so resolved with Mom, I could go to her funeral today and it wouldn't matter. That's the goal for your life. She's lived her life. She abused you. Now, do whatever you need to do to get over it and beyond it so you're free of your mother. Mm-hmm. You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. And
go to work
For me, that's not going. Like for me, like I feel like she was who she was, and she didn't. She wasn't loving. She wasn't kind, and I cannot go to her funeral, and I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I just in my heart, like you said, it's a big decision, and you can't go back and do it over.
So let me share one more thing to think about. Have you thought about? I mean, your mom's nearly dying. Is she cognizant? Yes. Is she not cognizant?
She's confused in and out at times, and
this might feel really hard. This might feel really hard, but sometimes, as far as what Steve just said about forgiveness, I will encourage somebody to go and to actually speak to their parent before they die and say the truth, which is, Mom, I was really hurt a lot in our life from the things that you said and you did. And I felt it was important to come to you and just to let you know that I was harmed. And I'm working on letting that go. I'm not there now, but I just want you to know that I needed to tell you that I was really hurt.
Yeah.
What about that?
Yeah.
Because then you're not faking it. You're being honest. Everybody worries about these days of death, like we have to hold these people sacred, and it could go bad. She could go, I never hurt you, and then that's more of the same. But it might be a way that you have a chance to get it off your chest and heal.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what she would do, because whenever the last time she very angrily asked me what was I doing there when she was very ill, and my brother asked me to come up and help him manage the medical side of things. So, I could do that. I actually have no desire, apathetic about it.
Okay. Well, I think you have the answer, and we're giving you permission. And here's what I am going to do. I'll send you this grief workbook and the Life Recovery Bible through that grieving process.
Steve, can we send her a copy of Forgiving Our Fathers and Mothers?
Yeah, we'll do that too.
Yeah.
It's a process, but I just the fact that you called, you're open about this. And I also, there was one of our donors I was talking to yesterday. It was the anniversary of her mother's death, and everybody wanted her to come over and, not be alone and all this. And she just spent the day by herself, honoring her mother's life, and she said, I found my voice listening to New Life. So when they said, you need to do this or that, I said, no, I really don't. And she had a really great, wonderful day alone. That is just okay,
It is.
people. All right. Let's go to Thomas from Marietta, I believe it is, Oklahoma. And Thomas, you are on, but now the commercial is on. And so if you'll hold on, we'll get to you right after this. You're listening to New Life Live. If you need some help, we love helping people. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. By the way, I've got 5 tips to navigating the highs and lows of the holidays. All you have to do is go to newlife.com or go to 1-800-NEW-LIFE, and we'll give you 5 wonderful tips that'll help you. They're kind of earth-shattering in some ways. We forget that we have some resources here. So here they are, free. I put them together for you. 5 tips to navigating the highs and lows of the holidays. 1-800-NEW-LIFE, newlife.com. We'll be back right after this.
It had become very apparent that some of the things I was involved with were taking over my life.
In today's world, men are barraged with inappropriate content and images all day, every day. Some say that certain behaviors are just no big deal. It's just part of being a guy. But it's simply not true. It's a battleground for every man, and the opportunities to fail are everywhere. New Life's Every Man's Battle Workshop can help.
After 7 years, just one weekend, a completely changed man.
For over 20 years, New Life Ministries has been helping men regain their integrity and purity through their one-of-a-kind Every Man's Battle Workshop.
He said, I think this is something that every man should go to. Married, dating, it was definitely life-changing.
Now the workshop is coming to Dallas December 3rd through the 5th. Don't wait for him to call. To find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go to newlife.com. 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the New Life member thank you gift of the New Life Journal, 100 Days of Peace, 7 Ways to Choose Healing, Growth Has No Boundaries, a Restoration Bible, and a New Life grocery tote to hold it all. Plus, there are ongoing benefits, like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, call toll-free 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We are back. And I said, I said it right out loud. We're going to Thomas, and there he is. Hi, Thomas. How are you?
Pretty good. How are y'all?
Doing okay. What's going on in your own personal life that you're willing to share with a couple of million people?
Well, yeah, you don't have to put it that way. Been married for 16 years. We dated 4 years before that. And my wife moved out about 2 months ago.
Why?
And I'm not for sure. I mean, it's a long story to tell you everything, but a lot of it was me. When we first got married, I didn't respect her or treat her the way I should. I mean, I wasn't abusive or nothing, but I just put everything and everybody above her, okay? I loved her, but I didn't give her the love I should have gave her. And, I mean, she'd have done anything for me. She loved me to no end.
When did you realize that you had not been the husband she thought you were going to be?
Oh, about 4 years ago, because I felt like I didn't stop loving her. I lost my feeling for her, if you know what I mean. And I just got tired of it, and I started praying to God, something's got to change, Lord. I want that feeling back, and He gave me that feeling back for more than I ever had, because I've made it a habit to go home, to hug her, to kiss her, to rub her back, to do things that I'd never done. And I found that new love for her. But now, I don't know what's happened. She said it ain't working no more. And my question is, we're both Christians, both raised in church. We both, she was the VBS leader for years. I mean,
okay.
So
the question is what? So the question is what about being a Christian?
I don't. No. Do I keep pursuing her? I want to pursue her, but do I keep calling her, talking to her, trying to figure it out? Do I leave it alone?
Go ahead, Chris.
So, Thomas, hold on. We're going to answer that question, but I got two really important questions. One, has there been a struggle in your life of pornography or affairs or sexual acting out?
No affair. I come to her about
Hold on.
8 months ago and told her I
okay.
struggled with pornography.
Okay, so I want you to pause that for a second, because that's a really, really important piece here. The second thing, is there another guy in her life?
I can't answer that, man. I wished I knew, but I don't know.
Okay, no problem. So let's not worry too much about that, because one of the things that the effects of pornography that it has on us is it does shut us down, okay? Because it steals that energy for the deeper intimacy, and not just sexually, but all of it, the emotional, the spiritual. And so I think that that's an area in your life that you need to look at and work on and take very, very strategic action towards.
Yes, sir.
And we can definitely help. We're going to be in the neighborhood. I mean, I don't know how far Marietta is from Oklahoma, but come Saturday, we're going to be in Dallas for Every Man's Battle. And I would highly, highly recommend that for you. And the second thing is, what in pursuing your wife, what I think right now is that you have a plan, but you also have to be willing for whatever answer and ready for whatever answer she's going to give in return. And the plan looks like this, is really coming to her and letting her know that, yes, I have fallen deeply short in these very specific areas, and I desire us to work this out. And here is exactly what I would like to do to work this out, and then asking her, where are you at? And being okay with her.
I've tried that.
Okay, and what was her answer?
She says we're too broken.
Okay.
Okay, so let me give you a path here, all right?
Okay.
Does she know about New Life, this program?
I don't think so.
So you say to her, honey, I told some folks today that I wasn't the person that I needed to be for you. I was hurtful, neglectful. And I also told them I really haven't done anything about that except maybe try harder. I realize this thing I've had with pornography kept me from doing the things that I would have done, could have done, if that hadn't been there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Every Man's Battle, the workshop. Now, you can still get in this weekend, and I'm hoping that you'll go. But, honey, if you're going to leave me, we're Christians, and I think you want what I want, and that is, if you're going to leave, to be able to say, I did everything I could to save this marriage. And I'm going to ask you to come with me to the marriage intensive in February. I'm just going to ask you to put things on hold. I'll go to Every Man's Battle. I'm going to be growing in character. I'm going to be growing up to that point. We go to that workshop, and if that does not give you hope, I understand, and I'm okay. We'll walk away. But please, just do that one thing for me. So many people have done exactly that, and they are still married, and they're having a marriage they never dreamed about because there's stuff that happens there you don't know about and processes you've never been through. That would be my hope for you.
For most of my life, I've been dealing with an opiate addiction.
Why is opioid addiction quickly becoming one of our nation's biggest killers? Maybe it's because it isn't only those who are addicted who are in denial.
We did what I see so many parents do, is it can't be an addiction. There's something medically wrong.
It's impossible to solve a problem when you don't know what you're up against, and families will try to find any explanation except the one that will put them on the right path.
Alcoholism and drug addiction is a family disease. It doesn't affect just the individual.
If someone you love is abusing painkillers, know what you're up against. It's time to admit it's addiction and seek treatment. Call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We have Christ-centered partner treatment centers around the country. Call 1-800-639-5433 or visit us online at newlife.com.
We just made a decision. We will do whatever it takes.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addictions, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
You guys are awesome. You're a blessing to America.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in a biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first step toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, please call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433.
We're glad you joined us for New Life Live. To be a part of the program, call 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back, and we're talking with Thomas, and the wife is not there, and we're trying to see what could happen. Sherry, you had some thoughts here.
Hey, Thomas. Thank you for being honest and answering Chris's question. Because when you said you lost your feeling for her, it was a clue for us, right? Mm-hmm. She was a wife that would just do anything for you. She loves you, right? Do you know what I think? So I am her. I am your wife. I'm not your wife, but I am a woman who is married to someone just like you. And the pornography use made our marriage, it wasn't a marriage issue. It wasn't that we were both broken. It's that the pornography use caused a break in our ability to connect with each other. Because you can't be looking at pornography and being with your wife at the same time. Some people, when Chris asked you if you had an affair, you said no. But you know how I experienced pornography? It was an affair.
Yes, ma'am.
It was an affair. It's an affair of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know.
So tell me about I know. Like, because I have.
Well, when I told her about it, I said, babe, I can be truthful. I've never physically cheated on you, but in my mind through this, I've cheated on you 1,000,000 times.
Yeah. And then what did she say to that?
She didn't say much.
Yeah, because she's been devastated. It's the reason she's left. For right now, may not be permanent, but she's experienced something called betrayal trauma. And pornography causes sexual betrayal. She's really hurting. And so I wouldn't even let her hold on to, we're both too broken. I would say, honey, no, I'm the one that caused the break. You've been amazing. You've loved me, but I betrayed you. She needs to hear you be very honest.
Yep.
Instead of kind of what you did with us, and I'm not saying this in a mean way. I'm just saying, you said I lost feelings, and then I got my feelings back. I prayed to God, and I wanted to touch her and hug her. But all that, you know what that is? It's called minimization. It's making light of. Instead of where I think husbands that have a chance to go to every man's battle or really start to get into it, when they realized the harm they caused, they become more brokenhearted over what they've done. And a wife needs to know that you're brokenhearted and you're not trying to fix it and somehow get past it. Does that make sense to you, Thomas?
Well, he's on hold here.
Okay.
I want to say this though, Sherry. He needs to do something.
Yeah.
He's talking. He needs to do something.
I know. Can we? I'd love him to go to EMB, right? Every Man's Battle. Can we send him my book also, Worthy of Trust? I knew you were going to send that to him.
Yeah. No, Intimate Deception.
But I want him to read both because I think that the men that read it are like, wow, I just didn't realize how big a deal it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll send it to him. Man, I hope something we've said here, Thomas, would cause you from talking to doing.
Yeah.
Doing something. Whether she responds or not. Be great if right now you call 1-800-NEW-LIFE, sign up for Every Man's Battle, then you talk to her.
Yeah.
But don't talk to her until you've really jumped out there and done something versus talk about the situation. Now I want to go to Kayla. Ventura, California. KDAR is the station. Hi, Kayla. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good, Steve. Thank you.
Good. How can we help today?
I want to try to make this as concise as possible so that I don't ramble on and then can get to the question. I've been attending a church for 16 years. It's an Orthodox church. It's Reformed theology. And I joined the church because I was drawn in by the teaching of grace. But over the past 16 years, I've realized that I do not embrace covenant theology, and really specifically their teaching regarding replacement theology, that Israel basically is persona non grata or has no more covenantal significance before God. And I hadn't really known where my pastor stood with that until in March it was stated. And I had been struggling with a lot of things from the church. My husband's a deacon there. I've been considering for quite a while leaving. And through that and through some other things that took place, I decided to leave. And leaving has not been easy. I got a series of rageful texts from someone regarding it, and the church officers are contacting me, meet me in a session meeting is what it is.
Okay.
Because when I became a member, I took vows, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
I've told them I'm not going to do that. But the bottom line now is that I am just filled with, I'm a Jewish believer, so, guilt and angst are part of my DNA.
Yeah.
But they're even exacerbated right now. And I'm just not, because I'm always, my default is to question myself on everything.
Okay. So what's the question for us then? What is it?
The question for you is, am I doing something wrong? I guess that's it, bottom line. And because I cannot sit under this particular theology and the preaching of this theology.
So
I
Kayla,
agree with it.
Kayla, can I just mention this? This is what I believe. I believe it's the wrong question. Because when we grow up in highly controlling environments, including religious environments, that says this: if you're good, you're safe. If you're bad, you're kicked out. There's a term for that. It's called legalism, right? What that does is it gets in our bones, and we start thinking, okay, good. I have to be 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 good. Then I can be safe, and then I can be okay, and then I can be alone. But if I'm bad, then I'm kicked. Now you're in an environment that actually replicates that. So if you're not in with us, then there's a badness, there's an evil, and that's a highly controlling environment. And even your reasoning, and I'm not saying your reasoning is bad or wrong or off, but it's all theological. And everything here is heady, and nothing here is hearty. And I'm curious about your heart. Does your heart thrive in this environment? Does your soul awake? Okay. Then what's the obligation here? A church rule? Because here's what I believe, and this
membership. That's what they would say.
Yeah,
church membership and vows that you took.
Okay,
that's the obligation.
But what I'm going to here is that shifting this in a different direction, because even in the Old Testament, in the Jewish covenant with God, the prophets continually warned Israel, hey, you follow all these rules, but your hearts are far from me. I would rather you throw away your rituals and return your hearts to me. And that's been the message of God. And so in this situation, I do believe it's like, it sounds like a good choice to leave this church, but also to leave that system behind. The system that says if you follow the rules, you'll be okay, and if you don't, you'll be bad. Because what God wants is not your behavior. He wants your heart, which is the birthplace of all of our behavior.
All right. I'm really glad that you called, and I do believe that if you heed what Chris is saying here, try to get beyond the technical theological issue into the heart, I think a lot of the world opens up to you.
It's so interesting while you were talking to her, Chris. She was asking, is it wrong? And I thought what she was doing was very strong. And I decided to look up your name, Kayla, and you know what your name means in Hebrew? It means laurel. It means like a laurel twig or a crown of laurel.
That's good.
It's like regal. And I thought, no wonder. Her name means crown. She's stepping up. She's being very brave, very strong, and deciding as a Jewish believer that I can't eradicate the Jewish out of me.
Yes.
I have come to Jesus as a Jew, and I'm like, love that, girl.
Yes, absolutely.
And so you don't need to cut the Jewish out of you. In this place, you can walk forward and follow your Messiah. Right? Who is going to lead you into green pasture.
That's good.
So many great churches out there. So many.
My husband's been addicted to porn since he was 10 years old.
I found out about 9 months into my marriage that he has a porn addiction.
My name is Shelly Martinkus, and I want to personally invite you to the Restore Workshop. If you have been affected by betrayal, it might be that your husband has been looking at pornography, it might be an emotional, physical affair. I would love for you to come join us.
Restore has empowered me and has given me the tools to work through my anger, work through my pain, work through my confusion, and help me realize that I am worthy.
Being here and being surrounded by people who get it has given me my power back.
Please don't hesitate. Pick up the phone, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. I would love to see you there.
The Restore Workshop is coming to Southern California February 25th to the 27th. To register or to find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go online to newlife.com.
Thank you, Restore. You have changed my life forever.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the New Life member thank you gift of the New Life Journal, 100 Days of Peace, 7 Ways to Choose Healing, Growth Has No Boundaries, a Restoration Bible, and a New Life grocery tote to hold it all. Plus, there are ongoing benefits, like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We are back. I'm going to send a copy of Toxic Faith to Kayla.
That'd be a good book.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It's helped a lot of folks, and I love that book, one of my favorite ever. But right now, I'm going to go to Susan from San Bernardino. Susan, how are you doing today? What's going on?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for all the years you guys have been on air.
Thank you for helping us be there.
Tormented.
Uh-oh, what's going on?
Well, I'm really tormented by some recent events, which really circle around my bad behavior. And I've been trying to find a therapist or counseling since like the late 80s, and I just don't seem to get... Go ahead. What?
No, what's the bad behavior we're talking about here?
Shutting down, anger outbursts, and specifically, both my parents are gone now, and it's just really bizarre. I know it's not, I know there's answers to all this stuff, but I am a Christian. But both my parents, before they passed on, I just laid into them, and I just was like a runaway train, saying foul things, unkind things, dismissing them, and all along the way they've been supportive. They've given their children money to help with divorces or whatever.
I'm sorry that you're our last caller and we don't have a lot of time. I'm going to ask Sherry and Chris to jump in here and try to help you with this.
Do you have a question for us? What's your question for us, Susan?
I don't know. I mean, I know about all the trauma, and my parents were victimized as children, and all those things. I'm just questioning what is going on with me, that when I know better, I would be so horrible to somebody. Even my pets, when they're getting old and needing assistance, I just shut down and I switch off, and then I become very cold and indifferent.
So neediness,
and
neediness. Was it okay for you as a little girl to have needs, to be needy or dependent?
Well, no, and that a lot, and I understand a lot of my parents' trauma, so I understand why our house was the way it was. But no, I was a very angry child.
But you don't understand your but what we're getting at there, Susan, is you don't understand your own trauma.
Well, I do. What I don't understand is I've been a Christian for 50 plus years, and what I don't understand is how this train wreck hits me, and I can feel it. But it's like PMS or something, just out of control.
There's a name for that. It's called a trauma response. And there's a lower part of your brain. But hold on. There's a lower part of your brain that stores pain, especially early pain. And what it does is it locks down a template. And that template is our 5 senses. What we see, what we smell, what we taste, what we feel. And so let me give you a quick story. Hopefully it'll be very quickly. So when I was a young kid, I got bit by a German Shepherd walking to a friend's house. And so to this day, when I see a German Shepherd, my immediate response inside of me is to kind of lock down. Now, I know that German Shepherds are safe, or most of them, I mean, you know, I go towards most other dogs, if not all other dogs. I love dogs. But what my brain is telling me is don't ever let that happen again. And so what happens is when we get older and our pains and our traumas that we carry that are unhealed and unresolved, is that if it smells like it, or if it looks like it, if it tastes like it, if it sounds like it or feels like it, it must be it. And that lower part of our brain doesn't differentiate between then and now. It creates a time warp. And so you're carrying around a protest sign above your pain. And when you yell and when you lose it, you're trying to show the world your protest sign, but no one's reading it.
So I have a thought for you. I think you have unrealistic expectations on yourself. And I think you really haven't met your match yet in a therapist that can help you get underneath your own.
That's what I need.
Okay, so guess what? I'm about an hour from you. I want you to come and see me.
Well, you're not.
San Bernardino?
Well, I would. You'll have to talk to the intake person. But, I'm actually, I don't live there now.
Oh, okay,
well, I tell
got
you
it.
what,
Okay, that's fine.
If Sherry will see you, it'd be worth an airplane
but
ticket.
But if you
see
aren't in San Bernardino, that's okay. Obi-Wan Kenobi, we can get you connected to someone who has some skills that can help you get underneath that. Because when we have that defensiveness, we defend instead of healing. And so anyway, we'll help you offline.
All right. Sometimes we need surgery. Sometimes we need first aid. It's really sad when you need surgery and all you ever get is the first aid. The first aid gets you through it. But sometimes you need the surgery to get over it and get beyond it.
Yeah.
And if you're willing to do some things that people have told you you shouldn't have to do. You shouldn't have to go get counseling. You shouldn't have all these things that they don't want to do themselves, that they're not willing to do. When you finally come to that place of surrender and you're willing to do whatever God leads you to, that's when the whole world can open up for you. Now, it is December the 2nd, and this is the month we celebrate the birth of Jesus. A new life came into this world so that we could all have a new life. What are you doing to have that new life? We've been through a couple of years of COVID, and some folks, some of the stuff that you've done, you never dreamed you were capable of doing something like that. Some of those things were courageous, and at the other end of the spectrum, some of those things were immoral things, really crummy. We want to help you if you're at the bottom end of that spectrum. 1-800-NEW-LIFE is where you call. What do we have for you? We've got books like this book, Intimate Deception. Helps a woman understand, here's what happened, here's why, here was how I responded, and here's the path to hope and healing. That's a resource that has changed people's lives. We have counselors you can go to, some virtually. Online. You don't have to even get in your car. We have intensives. Not a workshop where you hear somebody speak, fall asleep, and then wake up when it's over. No. Very amazing presenters. And then you go into a group with some other folks and you work with a Christian counselor. Hear another presentation, then you go to work. And it is staggering how much change can be done. That's what we have to offer. We have life recovery groups. You can start a group. You can be part of a group. You just call us and we'll help you find the amazing power in working the 12 steps where Jesus is your higher power. And those of you that don't like that language about higher power and stuff, well, I know a lot of Christians and they've never made Jesus their higher power. Their agenda, their judgmentalness, all those things are their higher power, because they've never fully surrendered. We want to help you in whatever it is you're struggling with. Not too late. Sign up for Every Man's Battle this weekend. Emotional Freedom in January with me and Chris. Intimacy in Marriage in February. All of these things can transform your life. What a great month for transformation. The number, 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Please call.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you. But you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433, or write to us at New Life Ministries, P.O. Box 1029, Lake Forest, California, 92609. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.
Hi, thank you for watching New Life Live. You know, New Life Live is a Christian counseling program where we deal with the hard questions about life, relationships, kids, free choice, freedom of will, whatever. It's all right there on New Life Live every day, every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. If you want to call into the live broadcast, you can find the schedule on newlife.com or click the social media link right below. You can see every episode of New Life Live on the New Life YouTube channel. Watch it with a friend, watch it later. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll never miss another episode. So if you want to listen on the go, download the app. The link is right below. And I hope if you need some information, if you want to get some help, you'll call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. And I'll see you next time.